Hi, everybody. Welcome to Halftime here on Brew Sports, a Tuesday edition of the program. Let's be honest. After yesterday, there was a lot that took place. I mean, I don't even honestly know where to begin. For those of you that watched yesterday, you know that both Tanner and I got smashed in the face with pie. Some of us more than others. We won't necessarily name names of who got hit 3 times and who only got hit once.
It was me.
I mean, the fact that it was whoever it was, John Adams or whoever, I should have gotten that question right.
I was
I
so
don't even
glad
honestly
you didn't.
know.
I probably would have still pied you in the face.
You probably would have. I'd have been like, yeah, I got it right. I probably would have been celebrating you like, enough of you. Just give me the business, basically. But thankfully, that's not ended up what happening. I got it wrong, and I deserved the small punishment that I got, basically.
The small punishment.
The small punishment.
Yes.
If you're new to the program, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do a segment called Halftime Off the Rails, where Tanner and I let you, the viewers, decide for the most part, within reason, aside from breaking the law for the most part, decide what we do for the second half of our show. And yesterday, you guys chose us to do trivia, random trivia, and the loser for each wrong question got a pie to the face. It was rather entertaining. Let's be honest.
It was.
My face has finally stopped burning. It was
from all the shaving cream.
Yes, there was a lot because you gave me like a 3 pie in one basically, and just popped me a good one.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I like I said, you need to be resourceful, and we're not going to be wasteful on this.
Producer
show.
David was very happy to take out some of his vengeance on us as well too, with the pieing as well too. So
all is well.
Yes, come back on tomorrow as we play some more fun things. We've yet to fully decide what we're doing. I do know for a fact that what we're playing on Friday.
On Friday, we're playing a fun game called What's in My Mouth, so you're going to want to watch on Friday.
We're just gonna set that on the table and walk away
What's
from
in my mouth.
What's in my mouth.
And
so
you'll
Friday,
have to wait till Friday to see what exactly
have to
that
see
means.
what's in our mouth on Friday.
A lot of stuff's going to be in our mouths.
There's no way to get out of that. Let's be honest. But yes, Friday is the time for that. To come and check that out.
Yeah.
I like your polo, by the way.
Thank you.
The official. That's not like some Asian wholesale mark-off.
It's the real deal, unless my dad went to a fake Masters tournament. Yeah. So the
Masters, right?
Yeah.
Is that still a thing? I mean, let's be honest.
Like it's actually just like the Champions, where it's just all the old players playing at Augusta.
It's like, whatever. Don't care. But it looks very nice.
I love it. It's really comfortable.
Wow. Yeah, it feels phenomenal.
It's nice.
I mean, you feel good too.
Oh, we got.
Anyway, your 12 Oreos and a half a gallon of milk and some vodka last Friday.
Whole can of whipped
cream. I'm sorry.
That's why there was no whipped cream. That's why there was no whipped cream.
We're like, let's use whipped cream pies. And Tanner's like,
I ate it all.
Guys, I'm sorry. I ate all the whipped cream. But I have shaving cream.
Yes.
I can't lick that off my face, Tanner.
No.
I can, but it's just not going to go well.
Whipped cream next time for sure.
Right. Trevor says, afternoon, boys. Afternoon to you. Good, Trevor. We miss you. Come back and visit us at some point. We hope. James is tuning in as well, too. Good to see you as well, James. Was just here earlier with you guys in Pick 6. Great show, of course.
Always.
What's in my mouth?
I have so many questions.
Well, you can start with your tongue, your teeth, your gums.
And then whatever I can't. It just sounds bad.
It sounds like a bad. Like,
whatever I decide to put in Baxter's mouth.
I'm going to be blindfolded on top of this, too, aren't we? We're going to both be blindfolded as well, too. Jeff chiming in. Good to see you, Jeff. Yes, Friday, come back for the madness of us playing What's in My Mouth. Or in your mouth.
You just have to tell me of any allergies right away.
Peaches.
Peaches,
really?
I
will literally die.
Are you allergic to peaches?
Yes, peaches, apricots, and nectarines. I will literally die.
So am I.
What?
Yeah, can you eat them if they're cooked?
No.
Oh, that's weird.
Die. Dead. Boom.
Yeah.
Throat closes up.
Yep.
Baxter goes dark.
Same.
So if you ever want to kill Tanner...
Do you have an EpiPen for that?
No, I don't. Do you?
Do you miss eating... Were you ever able to eat peaches?
No, not successfully.
Really?
Nope.
See, like
throat closes up almost immediately.
I started out being allergic to like apples. So
really?
I can't eat a lot of fresh fruits. It's very weird.
That's valid. I've never heard that before.
It's unfortunate in some cases. Like I used to love ripe, fresh peaches. They were great.
Wow.
Amazing.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You walk by them at the store. Like, I've held a peach in my hand, and I've been like, God, these feel like they'd be amazing. Like, they feel nice and soft. Like, they're nice and juicy.
Yep.
I mean, that's why my wife, like, secretly is happy when I leave to go on business out of town, because she like, goes to the store and buys, like, 100 peaches and just eats all of them. And she's like, I love peaches.
So you said peaches, what else?
Peaches, apricots, nectarines, anything in that family I
Weird.
can't have. I can't have an excessive amount of almonds either. I start to get like a throat tickle.
So I'm allergic to tree nuts. So some tree nuts. So like
tree nuts.
Yeah. So like almonds.
What are you eating tree nuts for?
I don't know. But I can't eat some fresh fruits. Like most fruits, I just can't eat. And like I can eat them if they're cooked, which is so weird. So like apples. Started out with apples, then it went to peaches, pears, plums, and I like have a slight allergy to like some avocados. It's
really
weird.
So we can't have like
Well,
we can't have
eat it all
guac
the
night
time.
at the Colburn house.
I eat it all the time. It just doesn't. It's very light. Like I can feel it start to bother my throat, but it's
Interesting.
not bad.
I feel like
But,
that
like,
needs to be like a
apples,
show question today.
If I eat like this, like just a little piece of an apple,
Done.
same deal. Throat closes up.
That's why you hate me with ciders, because you're like you're drinking death.
But I can drink it though. Like that's what I'm saying. If it's
You
cooked,
can have a thing of apple
if it's
juice?
cooked, I can eat it. I don't know if it has to do with like the pollens or what, but if it's cooked or if it's preserved, I can eat it. It's very
How
strange.
interesting is that?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Dude, I'm just a weird guy.
I mean, tell me something we don't know, I guess. Adam says, "What's up?
What's up?
What's up, Adam?" I think that needs to be a question of the day, though. Is what are you
What's
allergic
up?
to?
Oh, I mean,
Not what's
yeah.
up.
What
I
are
mean,
you
But
allergic
also
to?
what's up as well
Yeah.
too. What are you allergic to? We'd love to hear. I mean, people are allergic to some weird stuff.
I'm highly allergic to cats, and I've been around cats.
Say,
My
but you
entire
have
life.
cats.
I know.
You live with 2 cats.
I'm a strong man.
Yeah, I guess so. Pour apple juice on me and have cats cuddle
I know.
me. You're just
It's
gonna
just
like,
ridiculous.
swell up. Maybe that's
so
how you've
weird.
gained a little bit of the weight that you have. Is you're perpetually
I'm
like
just perpetually swole.
yeah, you're perpetually swole. Like you've been around cats.
It's not
too
the good
long.
kind of swole.
Yeah,
Like
James
people
says
that
he's
get swole. That's
James
not
says
why.
he's allergic to fun. Fun. Wow. Okay, James.
I just took a dark turn.
Way to just kill the mood.
Oh my gosh.
I'm allergic to you, James.
All right. Well,
Anyway.
if you say so.
Right? I mean, everybody is allergic to their own things, I guess. Either way.
Anything else that you're allergic to that we need to cover right away?
I'm
So no fruits. We're ruling out
allergic to BS.
fruits. Okay. No fruits for what's in my mouth on Friday.
Well, I could do like strawberries, blueberries. I could do anything, just not
I'm
peaches.
just going to rule it out.
No fruits?
I mean, okay. All right. Well, you write down the fruits that you can't eat, and I'll write down the fruits that I can't
First
eat.
thing, I'll be like, Tanner, this feels fuzzy and fruity.
Yeah.
Could you give me a peach?
You also gave me a peach. We're both just
We
dead.
both are just dead on the floor. No, thank you. Grant
Perfect.
also tuning in as well, too. A very good day to you, Grant. Adam, of course. I feel like Adam has been very, like, slow on his comment game recently. Like, Adam is usually, like, one of the front runners for commenter of the day, and I feel like he has been very disappointing. I feel like he's fallen on a lot of people's comment boards, and he was usually a good traditional first-round pick.
Adam, you are the first round pick, but you're also the wild card. You're the project. So like you may slip to the second round.
He's worth it, though, I feel like.
It's worth it.
Adam, you're worth it.
Yeah.
Baby, you're worth it. Grant
So.
says that I love peaches. No, I don't, Grant. No, I do not.
I love peaches. I do. I honestly do. I just can't eat
I'm
them.
glad somebody likes them, but I can't physically have them because I will literally die.
I don't know what's worse, either not being able to eat them at all or being able to eat the ones out of the can and knowing that it'll never be as good as an actual like fresh peach.
I wouldn't know.
I'm telling you right
Fruit
now.
cocktail. That's how I
like-
found out as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
The little fruit cups?
Little fruit cups.
That sucks.
Piece of peach got lodged in my throat, and that's why I died. Like, yeah, you're allergic. And I didn't die.
You died? There's a breakthrough technology out there. They brought you right back, huh?
Wait a minute. That's
how I
had to-
died.
That's how I almost died. It's
That
'cause
that explains how you can work all the time. You don't need sleep.
exactly. I'm perpetually
Awake.
Perpetually
Or
dead and alive all at the
perpetually-
same
yes,
time.
exactly. Ouch. Thanks, guy. No problem.
Welcome. Love you, Adam. James says, I love fun, LOL. But you said fun question mark. We're asking what you're allergic to, not what you like. I would have asked, what do you like?
Brandon, hello, my friend.
Hey, what's
Good
up, Brandon?
afternoon on the other side of the United States.
Oh, West Coast? I'm assuming.
East Coast.
That's a time
We're
zone.
in the middle. What are you
It's a
talking
time
about?
zone over, though. You say other side of the country.
It's an hour that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got a time zone to the West Coast, a time zone to the East Coast.
Two to the west.
Oh, God.
Everybody forgets about the mountain. The mountain
time.
Mountain time. Colorado, all those drug addicts.
Running in mountain time
Smokies.
this morning. That's why I was 3 hours late.
I wondered why. Come on, Tanner. Where the heck are you? You came in all happy and hopped up. You're like, we're not in Denver, guys?
Could have swore the show was in Denver this morning.
My God.
All right.
Well, it is Transformation Tuesday, of course.
There's a lot of transforming going on
There
out there.
really has. Like, I feel like we need that song, like, I can transform, yeah, I can transform. Anyway.
Baxter hums a tune. Mark that one down on your bingo cards. Okay.
Was that really singing? I
Yeah,
sang. I sang. I didn't even hum.
You
I
did.
just
Well,
sang.
it's hum or sing. It's a dual punch card or punch out in the bingo cards.
You all are just terrible people.
All right. I'll lead off.
Please.
Dale Jr. announces, and there will be a press conference this afternoon. Dale Earnhardt Jr. announces that after this current season, he will retire. And it's safe to say that the Earnhardt family has been one of the most influential families in NASCAR, and it's going to be sad to see him go. I was never a huge NASCAR fan, but he was always my favorite driver. Anytime the Daytona 500 came around or any of the important, majorly important races, I always watched to see where he was and rooted for him. So,
well, isn't that like the names though too? I mean, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson. Those are like the 2 or 3 people that like even if you're the most closet,
who they are.
It's like I could probably ask Joe on the street and he'd be like, "Can you name one NASCAR driver?"
He'll be like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon.
Yep, maybe Jimmy Johnson. Then you get into Carl Edwards,
Danica Patrick.
I always forget that.
I know more like this needs to be a question on what's the score. Just name NASCAR drivers because most people assume that they wouldn't know.
Most people actually know them.
That's what I'm saying. That's
like I
probably know more NASCAR drivers than I can name like just safeties in the NFL off the top of my head.
True. It's ridiculous. Name 7th round draft picks or later,
or name every current female NASCAR driver.
Right.
Danica Patrick.
So only one person. Grant wants to know where the bad transition square is on the bingo card.
Joey Logano, Dick Trickle. Oh, my God.
Love it. So he's transforming to retirement at the end of the 2017 year. A very storied career for him. Numerous championships.
Yes.
Did you hear that he came out and said that he would probably prefer his children not to be racers?
Dale? Well,
mostly because it's super expensive. Like that was he was like, if they want to do it, great. But he's like, it wasn't like for safety.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just effing expensive to be a racer.
I bet it is.
But I'm like, you have the Earnhardt brand. You can afford anything you want. I'm like, time's tough,
Dale.
He'll
be fine.
Come on,
he'll
Dale.
end up getting a job as a commentator or something at some point. He'll take over.
Dale Jr. here on the 3rd round.
He'll
keep
take
doing
over for Darrell Waltrip.
Him and Brett Favre will keep doing Wrangler commercials.
Yeah, together.
They should.
Oh my gosh. Trevor says Adrian Peterson transformed into a terrible fit for the Saints today. Can't pass block in their pass-happy offense.
So that's another thing for the Transformation Tuesday. If you haven't heard, Adrian Peterson has officially signed with the New Orleans Saints. Listen, 2 years, $7 million deal. I think the Saints are idiots. And I think Adrian Peterson is an idiot as well, too.
Trevor says the Saints were the only team to formally extend an offer to him. First of all, he's going to be making about half of what he expected.
Yeah. He wanted $8 million a year.
Yeah.
And he's going to get 7 over 2.
Yeah. So, which 7 divided by 2 would be $3.5 million a year. Minus taxes, legal fees, signing bonuses. So he's going to walk out with around $500.
Basically. So he could come work at Bruce Sports is what I'm hearing. Perfect. And probably make more money. So here's what my issue is with all of this is that the New Orleans Saints already have Mark Ingram.
Yes.
And they were looking at drafting Leonard Fournette as well, too.
Okay.
So why bring in damaged goods if you're Adrian Peterson? At the flip side, if you're Adrian Peterson, you had 2 requirements this offseason. A, you want to sign with a team that's going to pay you what you want to pay,
right.
$8 million a year, and you want to play for a team that's going to win a Super Bowl, or at least contend for a Super Bowl. And he missed both of those.
I don't know. I think the Saints...
They are not a Super Bowl contender.
They're not a Super Bowl contender, but they
He's got maybe 2 years left.
Drew Brees? Or Adrian Peterson?
Adrian Peterson. The team as a whole, Drew Brees can really only do so much. We've talked about this. He can only throw for 6,100 yards a year for only so long. And still have, I don't even know who he's throwing the ball to.
I don't either.
Who's he throwing
Brandon
the ball
Cooks
to?
is gone. Jimmy Graham left a couple years ago.
6,000 yards a season.
It's insane.
I know it's not that many, but still, he's throwing for over $5,000 almost every year. Like, where's that ball going?
Yeah, having Adrian Peterson isn't going to hurt their team.
No, of course not. But at the same time, then how does that work then from an overall perspective of Mark Ingram and Adrian Peterson? I know it's going to be a job share now in the backfield, but is it what, Mark, you get first down, or AP, you get first down, and then Mark, you get second and third down, or is Mark Ingram the third down back now? Do they change drives? How do you work with this? Because they're kind of the same running back.
They're
both bruisers.
They're both older too. They're not. Neither of them are
Ingram's
in their
younger,
prime.
but I know
he's
what you're
not
saying.
necessarily in his prime anymore. But it has to be by committee. That's the only way that they can work in both running backs. And then if they do end up drafting another like
right.
Fournette or something like that in the draft, then you have to go by committee. So
yeah, which it boggles my mind. And of course, Trevor makes a good point on Facebook too. He says, this is what the Saints are doing to try to revitalize the organization. They went 7-9 last year. They're very much a shell of that team that won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
What seems like years and years and years ago by now. At this point, they've gotten rid of so many big pieces.
Was it like 7 or 10 years ago?
Something like that. It's been a long time since the Saints won the Super Bowl. That there's no Jimmy Graham, there's no Brandon Cooks. They just don't have a shutdown defense like they used to have anymore. Will Smith, unfortunately, passed away this last year, and he was murdered. I mean, there's so many other things that have happened to the Saints organization. Like, they're not a dominant team anymore. I'm honestly surprised Drew Brees has stayed as long as he has.
Yeah, I mean, they locked him down with his contract, but you're right. I also don't think Drew Brees expected to lose his only receiving options, top tier at that, with Jimmy Graham and Brandon Cooks. I mean, I don't understand that at all. I don't know what the organization is thinking or doing, but I mean, Drew Brees wants to win another Super Bowl, and whether that's with New Orleans or another team, I mean, he's there for at least another couple of years. So
yeah, I mean, you make fans forget about the issues recently with Sean Payton. You forget about Bountygate. You get some more jersey sales, as the people are saying on Facebook, Patrick and Adam and some of these guys, of course. So yeah, I get the reasoning why they did it, but at the same time, you're not bringing in that final piece. They should have been out signing wide receivers.
Yeah,
they should have been out trying to give Drew Brees options, so that way this team isn't going to completely fall on their face. You can have a great running back all you want, but I mean, the Saints, who traditionally get down in games, they're not going to just give it to Adrian Peterson and be like, just go run, bro. Like, they need people that can throw the ball to. Like, a Jamal Charles would have made more sense. Or, like, drafting a Christian McCaffrey would make more sense than having two bruiser running backs. You have an older and a younger version of the same kind of player.
Do you think Adrian Peterson is the prototype of a bruiser running back, though?
Well, I mean, he has more speed than a bruiser running back. Jerome Bettis is the bruiser running back. I mean, you need to get 3 or 4 yards.
Marshawn Lynch.
You give the ball to these guys and you let them run. AP, of course, has always been a little bit thinner, more capable of getting to the outside, whereas Marshawn and Jerome, like, I'm going to just run right at you, and whatever happens, happens. If I average 3 yards a carry, great, but it's going to be the hardest fought 3 yards of your life trying to tackle me.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, though, yeah, Adrian Peterson is a dynamic running back. He's not that Jamal Charles elusive dual threat, because we know Adrian Peterson doesn't really have any hands, and then he's not that full-on bruiser at the same time. So he's kind of that in-the-middle sort of a player, but I just feel like this is a mistake on both parties because it's not solving the problems that New Orleans has.
And it's not really solving. I understand if Adrian Peterson went to, like, the Patriots or Seattle or something like that, like, I would say he would have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl. But I honestly do believe that the Mike Gillislee signing of the New England Patriots had a little bit to do with Adrian Peterson signing with New Orleans and taking a pay cut. So does the draft, too, because Adrian Peterson would not be able to wait until after the draft. If he waited till after the draft, his options would be limited, and he would have taken an even bigger pay cut. So Pat says, Aaron Rodgers wants to win another Super Bowl, too, but Ted Thompson doesn't believe in defense. This is true. You're not wrong, Pat. You're not wrong.
Can I just make a comment about the New England Patriots? Like, is that the most Patriots thing to do? Sign a no-name running back who's probably going to be a Super Bowl MVP in like 2 years?
He's not a no-name running back.
I've never heard of him.
Well, did you watch? Okay.
Are you about to say, did you watch anything from the Buffalo Bills last year? Then no. The
answer
is no.
No.
But, like, isn't that, like, such par for the course for them, though? Like, a guy that, for my
knowledge,
what they do.
Is
not really known throughout the league.
I'm always so weary of drafting Patriots running backs on my fantasy team because you never know what they're going to do.
Even Patriots wide receivers, you never know who's going to get the ball.
When they let go of LeGarrette Blount, I said he'll never be as good as he was in New England because that's what New England does to players. They take no-name guys, not necessarily no-name, but they take middle pack guys at a good price, and they turn them into great players. And then they fizzle out once they're done with them. So I'm like an ex-girlfriend. But yeah, so Mike Gillislee will be fine in New England. He was good in Buffalo, but he's not worth the money that they're paying him. So, and what's funny is it's at about the same price that Adrian Peterson is getting in New Orleans. So if New England was smart, they would have just signed AP, and they should have. But thank God they didn't.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what Adam says too. He's like, if AP went to New England, I would have stopped watching football. Don't lie, Adam. You'd love football too much. You would still watch.
Trevor says Mike Gillislee was the most productive running back in the NFL last year by way of production through his sample size. He didn't play a lot, but his yards per carry and
well, and that's of course why New England got him, because they're like, okay, we need a guy that can do something in a very small pocket. Well, yeah, of course that makes sense. You've got James White. LeGarrette Blount is probably going to find his way onto the roster at some point, let's be honest. And then now you've got Mike Gillislee, and maybe they're going to even go out and grab a Christian McCaffrey or somebody else as well, too, in the draft, just because the Patriots love to have insane amounts of options. Why not? I mean, they could even go out and draft Dalvin Cook or even Joe Mixon or other guys who are incredibly talented, and still you'd have 4 guys fighting for a starting job, but every option that you have is going to make a massive difference no matter any time they touch the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm happy for AP. I think it'll be fun for him to be down in New Orleans. Maybe that's what part of what played into this. I mean, aside from the fact that they're the only team that reached out to him about a contract.
Yeah.
Playing in New Orleans sounds like it'd be fun. They're a good fan base, a fun city, and you do have Drew Brees there. So, like, regardless of him being at the tail end of his career,
right,
you do have a phenomenal player in Drew Brees, and it is a good organization, but I'll say I'm confused as to what the heck they're doing down there.
Very true, very true. Finishing up the Transformation Tuesday, you've got one more from the wide world of baseball.
I do.
But it's a local guy.
It is, and I waited as long as I could, really, to bring this up, and it's relevant right now in the baseball world. Eric Thames is on the cusp of breaking some records for the month of April. He leads the league in home runs. He has 10 home runs. 4 of them, 7 came against the Cincinnati Reds over the course of 5 games.
Wow.
Against 6 different pitchers, I believe. 4 came on 4-seam fastballs, 2 on sliders, 1 apiece on a 2-seam cutter, a 2-seamer, a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup. So he hits at both sides of the field, and he can hit any ball thrown at him.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you told me this off the air, too. He bats left but throws right.
6 were against right-handers, 4 were against lefties.
That always boggles my mind when, like, I am right-handed, everything, right-footed, right-handed. Like, anytime I even try to do something as simple as, like, text with my left hand, like, my brain, takes another, minute and a half to figure out what I'm going to do with my left hand. But, like, to do this at a professional level, like, okay, I'm going to hit left-handed. And
on a regular basis.
Oh, no, okay, no, just kidding. Now I'm going to throw the ball right-handed and have a cannon for an arm on top of it. Like, that blows my mind that he is that talented and that's what people can do at such a high level.
When he had his 5th home run, people were like, "Oh man, like that's really good." He got hot. He got hot right off the bat, and then he kept hitting home runs. And there are people who are like, "Oh, maybe he's on steroids or whatever." And I hope that he's not.
That's
but
what
it's funny that pops
too.
up.
I mean,
a 30-year-old. He's 30 years old. It's crazy that somebody playing so well, who really hasn't really been in the league too much. He was in the minors for a while, and then he was playing in Korea.
Yeah.
And his nickname in Korea, I think he had 41 home runs in Korea. His nickname in Korea was God.
I mean, when your nickname is God, you have to be doing something right, I feel like. But isn't this such the narrative, though, for so many players nowadays? It's like, oh, what's that? You hitting the ball really well? Well, you must be on steroids. Like, God forbid. We're still stuck in this narrative of sports.
Like, people just can't be good at baseball.
You can't do anything good anymore
if you're good at baseball, if you're good in sports, you're on steroids.
I mean, we've talked about that before, too. Like, there's been NFL punters, for God's sakes, that will, rip off a 70-yard punt. Doesn't happen often.
And everyone's like, wait.
I understand that. It's not easy to do. But then all of a sudden, the next day, they randomly get selected for an NFL drug test. Like, really randomly?
It's like randomly getting selected to do certain TSA searches at the airport.
Exactly. It's like the fact that my name's not Abdul Hazam Shaleem and I'm wearing a turban
taking
and I have
one-way
a backpack.
trip to Jersey. Like,
what could I possibly, really?
It's ridiculous.
Come on, I'm going to Kansas, TSA. Like, why the hell do you care?
So with 5 games left to play in the month of April, Thames has a Major League record within reach.
Unbelievable.
Albert Pujols hit a record 14 home runs in April in 2006, and A-Rod matched that in 2007. So he's only 4 home runs away
he's in good
5
company.
games. So those are some big names right there for a guy who's 30 years old and has never done this in his entire career.
Right, exactly. I mean, I think that it's an incredible, monumental thing, not only for the Brewers organization, but also for baseball as a whole. It's good to see a non-Mike Trout, a non-Bryce Harper, a non-Giancarlo Stanton. Did you know his name used to be Mike?
Mike Stanton?
Yeah, apparently.
No.
I didn't know
Why would
that.
he change his name?
I don't know.
Weird.
I haven't yet.
We'll put the interns on it.
I have yet to fully fact check this, but I found this out this morning.
Too weird.
Andrew Shapiro, one of our baseball correspondents, is on this morning.
Wow.
He's like, yeah, and then when Giancarlo changed his name from Mike to Giancarlo, I'm like, wait a minute, what? I need to go check that out. Apparently, That was a thing. So I just, it's so sad though in my mind to hear that though, that these people get so focused on, oh, you did something good. You clearly are on drugs.
Yeah, I mean,
did Michael Jordan ever get tested? Has LeBron ever been tested? Has Steph Curry been tested?
No,
Steph Curry makes shots from the locker room. No one's testing him for,
that's the
for
thing.
PEDs.
There's probably a lot of guys out there that are on steroids, and the reason that they don't test them is because once you start doing it, you can't stop, and it ruins the game, because that's exactly what happened with baseball. Once guys started coming out, I mean, it was early 2000s, mid 2000s when players were corking their bats and people were doing steroids. That's when things started coming out saying, hey, we don't want guys cheating in our league.
Yeah.
And then as people continued to get tested and the technology got better, a lot of players were exposed. So
I'm sorry.
Look at that.
Oh, hello.
A little baby delivery and a coffee. Look at that.
Look at this. Yesterday he's throwing a pie in your face. Today he's bringing me coffee.
Beautiful.
That's my son, ladies and gentlemen.
Not the worst thing in the world.
No, it really isn't.
No.
I won't show the logo for fear of my job. But
yeah, understandable.
No, we already talked about it. Starbucks. I mean, come on. We were talking about the unicorn cheekiness the other day.
And I will go ahead and say that Tim Hortons is better. So,
fair enough.
Since we're throwing out
apparently people are saying that I've been testing positive for horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, Adam said that.
And Patrick says that he would check me out as the TSA because I look like a dangerous person. How do I look like a dangerous person? What could I possibly be doing that I look like a dangerous person? I am 6 feet tall. I am as white as a bedsheet, and I am 160 pounds.
Yes.
What am I doing with myself that I could be causing some shiftiness?
Patrick, hello. We're just living the dream here.
I know. Unbelievable.
Just another beautiful day here on set.
David letting me know, though, apparently that
Patrick says, we're your Wisconsin Rapids boys, check Tanner. JK. No.
Yeah, right? You guys won the championship.
There were nobody
bet
none of these
Rapids.
Guys were 6'2", 340 pounds, just bombing. No, these guys, no. They're a bunch
Patrick
of
says
students.
I play soccer. What does that have to do with anything?
God, this is just absurd.
My God. David making a good
Absurdity.
point, though. He says that Beckham is by far the best Brew Sports intern that we have. He brings me coffee. He throws pies in people's
my face.
He's a great listener.
Yeah.
A phenomenal kid.
I don't know. What's with me getting hit in the face on this show? I get hit in the face with a reflector. I get hit in the face with pies. On Friday, we're playing What's in Your Mouth.
Yes. So excited for What's in Your Mouth.
That's going to be so much fun.
Anybody tuning in for the first time is taking that horribly out of context.
Well, I have a friend, Pat, who's tuning in right now, and I'm sure he has no idea what we're talking about. But yes, on Friday,
come back on Friday, Pat.
We're going to be playing What's in My Mouth, and we're going to be blindfolded, and Baxter's going to choose things to put in my mouth, and I'm going to choose things to put in his. So,
are we going to have?
Who knows what can happen?
Are we going to have categories? Or are we going to have
Maybe we can do that. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know whether that'd be but I feel like you almost can't do food though because the taste is going to give it away.
But what if I get creative and I choose a strawberry covered in peanut butter?
Ooh, cheeky.
And I cut it up. So obviously the shape of a strawberry would give it away.
Right. But if it's a round,
it's a round
slice.
thing and you cover it in peanut butter. Huh. You can get creative with this.
You can.
You can also do other things that aren't food.
My wife is like, so are we going to bring hot dogs? I'm like, oh my God. I feel like people are going to be taking screenshots left and right on Friday with things as we're trying to put them in our mouth.
Oh, my God.
No. Adam says, how the producer gave the green light for What's in Your Mouth shows off this off
That's the beautiful thing. We are the producers. We can do whatever the hell we want. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, get after it.
Drink beer in Starbucks on the show and call it a day.
America.
Doop-de-doo.
David tells us about our Giancarlo mystery.
Okay.
Giancarlo Stanton went by Mike as a kid because it was easier to say. And once he became a big-time ball player, he could at least actually tell people his real name.
Wow. So he never legally changed his name. He just went by Mike.
Well, that's honestly how I feel some days, though. When I go to a restaurant and or anywhere that doesn't understand English.
Yeah.
Which is basically anywhere, unfortunately.
Call me Steve.
Hi, what's your name for the table? Baxter. Dexter? No, Baxter. Maxter.
Call me Steve.
Liz. Put it down as Liz. Put it down as my wife's name. I've just learned anytime I go anywhere, I'm like, put it under my wife's name. Just put it under Liz.
Yep.
Because you obviously are foolish and don't understand the simple words that are coming out of my mouth.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Nobody understands
I understand the words that are coming out of
Yes.
Hey, you actually got a movie quote.
Yes, I've seen Rush Hour. The list of words.
You've seen Rush Hour, but you haven't seen Caddyshack, Slapshot. Like, I can name a ton of movies that you need. Great Outdoors is on there.
Nope, never seen it.
Yeah.
You can keep going through them. I can tell you all the movies I've never seen.
All right.
Let's see here.
God. This one you definitely haven't. Sergeant Bilko.
Never heard of it.
Uncle Buck.
No.
Really?
Never heard of it.
Do you know who John Candy is?
Who?
Oh, my God.
I'd have to Google him.
You're not serious. You know who John Candy is,
I know
right?
the name. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like, though. What does he look like?
Oh.
John
Somebody
Candy.
out there just had a heart attack.
Oh, that's John Candy. Yeah, I know who John Candy is.
Do you know who Jim Carrey is?
John Candy was in Cool Runnings.
Yes.
You should have just said that.
No,
like
Cool Runnings is not his best movie.
I think it is.
Oh, because it's the only movie.
Correct.
Oh
and he's Mexican. Oh, he died.
Yes.
Really?
You know, there was actually...
I didn't know he was sick.
There was some... like 30 years ago.
He's been dead as long as I've been alive.
There was talk before him and Chris Farley died. They wanted to make a movie where John Candy would be Chris Farley's father. It'd be the two of them.
That makes total sense to me.
They're two very funny dudes.
Listen, I mean, my movie seeing days were all based off of basically what my father would let me see. So, because my dad was the semi-movie buff in the house. Not really, but like we watched all the sports movies. I've seen like Remember the Titans. I've seen Radio. I've seen Hoosiers.
Yep.
I've seen Rudy, which is straight trash.
Caddyshack, Slapshot.
I want to see Caddyshack. I've never seen Caddyshack.
Have you seen Miracle on Ice?
Of course.
All right.
Do you believe in miracles?
Have you?
That's why I'm always walking around saying college hockey.
Have you seen Rocky?
No.
Oh my God. David says you need to see Rocky. I can't believe you've never seen Rocky.
What's the latest movie you've seen? Patrick wants to know. What's the last
Tanner's
movie?
latest movie.
Or are you just making a movie? Is this a movie that you've made, or is this a movie you've watched? I guess I don't know. I don't understand.
Oh, what's Tanner's? Oh, maybe. Yeah. It's not out yet. It's not out yet. I haven't seen.
What a great deflection. Like, it's not out yet. What are you in, Patrick?
It's called Life of the Party, and I'll tell you what, I am not the life of the party. Oh my God.
I can be. All right, so I want to talk about one other thing, at least, if we do anything. So there's two things that I want to talk about sports related, and then we have to start to cut some people. But we can keep talking about movies as well, too, as we need to. But my question, and people still haven't told us what they're allergic to, by the way.
No, I want to know.
A bunch of communists don't know how to listen when we talk. Yep. If there's one final thing to talk about from a transformation perspective.
Yes.
Do you think A.J. McCarron is worth a first-round draft pick?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think Jimmy Garoppolo is worth a first-round draft pick? Not unless you're picking like the end of the first round.
Maybe.
I wouldn't give him. I wouldn't give up the 10th overall pick for Jimmy Garoppolo or AJ McCarron.
Here is the thing that's blowing my mind about this. So apparently, and I just heard this today.
Wow.
I didn't know this was a thing. Apparently, but AJ McCarron apparently would be valued as a first-round draft pick. The Bengals want a first-round draft pick for AJ McCarron to go and play for another team.
Isn't he like 26 already?
He's old and he's never done anything.
So why would I give up a first-round pick?
And he's sat behind Andy Dalton. It's not like he's been sitting behind Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers.
No.
I would take Brett Hundley over A.J. McCarron.
I wouldn't take any of them. I'd just draft one of these guys and be like, we'll see if it works out.
If I had to pick. So, I mean, that bodes the question, though. If you had one first-round draft pick to give, and you're like, I either get A.J. McCarron or I get Jimmy Garoppolo, who would you rather give it to?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Who gives you more upside?
I'd give Jimmy Garoppolo, probably.
Right.
I don't want him, though.
Well, nobody wants him. I mean, obviously. That makes total sense. This blows my mind when I heard this morning. I'm like, okay. Wait a minute. This sounds idiotic. This sounds desperate. Next thing you're going to be telling me that Johnny Manziel is going to start over Drew Brees because he's the better quarterback. Like, if Cincinnati was so hell-bent on A.J. McCarron being worth a first-round draft pick, he should be starting, not Andy Dalton.
I agree.
Andy Dalton is absolute garbage.
He's not
absolute
as
garbage.
Good as he should be. Right.
We knew who he was, and we still got a first-round pick for him. Like, A.J. McCarron is only known for having a hot girlfriend in the national championship game.
Yes.
That Brett Musburger was like, quarterbacks get all the girls. And he still got fined for that. Like, good guy.
He got fined for that?
Yes. They almost lost his job.
Unbelievable. He's right.
I mean, she's hot.
I mean,
wife's
any
hot.
any player in the NFL would have a very good-looking wife.
Right? Name me one professional athlete that has a ugly-looking significant other.
Yeah. I can't.
Anybody? I didn't think so. Like,
I'm trying to think of some offbeat sports. I'm like, is there like a Pro Bowler out there? But like, even like Pro Bowlers, like
they're still making bank. You can get the babes.
Pro Bowlers. I feel like I'm saying like Pro Bowl. No, like
professional
professional
I know,
bowlers.
like the PBA. Like,
yes.
I understand. It took me for a second.
They probably still have hot wives.
right?
This is the most ridiculous thing we've ever talked about.
Athletes that don't have hot wives.
You're actually Googling
I'm just seeing. And everything is all about who have attractive. See, like that's the thing. If you are a professional athlete, you are basically destined to have some sort of an attractive, significant other.
Aaron Rodgers' wife, Mike McCarthy.
I mean, she's gained a little bit of weight, but she still, knows when to hand over the offense at times. Like, that makes total sense.
Yeah, a little give and take.
Yeah, a little give and take. But they figure out what works for their relationship, and that's ultimately communication is what makes Mike and Aaron so successful.
Yes.
Also, have you ever hurt yourself playing sports?
I have.
Torn anything or broken anything?
I ripped a tendon in my ankle.
Jeez.
And I had bone-on-bone bruising playing tennis one year. And it was so bad, I heard it pop. I was in the middle of a match against our rivals.
Federer.
And it was the worst feeling I've ever had in my entire life.
I can imagine.
And, of course, it's in high school, so when you go to the high school, physical therapist or athletic trainer, you walk in there. He's like, all right, lay down, put some ice on it, and we'll see how you're doing in 20 minutes. And I'm, ready to pass out. My friend is on the bed across
your friend,
the room.
You're you've got a pastor reading you your rights, your final
she's
rights.
She's icing her knee, and she's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. Can I get some water?
Well, the reason I bring it up is because those that know San Jose Sharks player Joe Thornton apparently played through a torn ACL and MCL during the entire first round of the NHL playoffs against the Edmonton Oilers.
And people say hockey's not a tough sport.
ACL and MCL, torn, the whole series. Not a game, not a period, not 5 minutes. Whole series.
Oh, my God.
Good freaking Lord. That's unbelievable.
And it's not like you have to skate, so balance is such a huge thing.
That's the thing that always gets me, especially in hockey, when these guys break their legs or break their ankles, and they're like, "I'm good. I'll just figure out how to not skate on it."
Yeah.
You're still getting hit. How are you pivoting? How are you doing all this stuff? I get it. It's cold, so you don't feel a lot of that.
You're probably getting pumped with painkillers, so you can't literally
little
feel
magic
it.
white spray, all that fun business.
There's risk for re-injury and making it worse too. But these players are just so dedicated. We've seen this throughout the history of professional sports, especially in the playoffs and important events, where players will play through injuries. A couple.
He's 37 years old too. He's not a spring chicken here.
No, yeah, a couple notable ones. Of course, Kurt Schilling played through a tendon issue in Game 6 of the 2004 ALCS, and just the memorable pictures of his ankle bloodied up on the mound.
Bloody sock.
And I believe he ended up winning that game. Well, because they ended up winning the World Series, but. And then we've talked about this in the past. 2008, Tiger Woods won the U.S. Open on a broken leg and a torn MCL. And Dustin Johnson falls down the stairs and can't play.
Makes sense. I wonder if Sergio pushed him.
Broken leg and a torn MCL. And he won. He played 90-plus holes and won, and Dustin Johnson can't get through the first round.
Can we start that rumor? Can we say Sergio pushed him? Sergio,
I'm honestly thinking
like Han shot first, Sergio
Dustin Johnson
shot first.
Probably could have played. But
probably should have.
I think what he knew he wasn't going to play well. So I think what it came down to was he's still rated the number one golfer in the world. If he would have played,
he would have dropped.
He would have dropped, and he needs the status to save face and save money.
I get that
because he's gonna milk that as long as he can.
So
but
should have switched to Geico.
In football, too, the Bills had a running back, Fred Jackson, who played with broken ribs for
Fred.
half a season.
Yep.
It is insane what some of these players will do and play well as well. It's not just they're just playing to play. Kurt Schilling helped the team win the World Series. It's absurd to me. Absolutely ridiculous.
That is very true. Patrick says they're a lot tougher than those soccer players who are dead on the field one moment, then get sprayed with that magic sauce, and then they're perfect in no time. It's true. It's absolutely true.
Wait, Adam said that?
Yeah, Patrick said that.
Oh, Patrick said that. I was like, Adam's a big soccer fan, too.
And I'm not even mad about that, Patrick. That is 100% true, honestly. You see the guys that, act like they just got their legs sawed off, and then a little, oh, I'm good, and then they score a goal 10 seconds later. It's what are you doing? That makes absolutely no sense. And yes, Trevor, that was a Star Wars reference. Thank you.
Adam says Patrick needs to take a walk.
What if I'm walking right now? I love it.
Great.
All right, last thing we got to get to is start, sit, cut. We've got a couple of good ones today.
Okay.
Give them to me. Lay them down.
All right.
Hit me with your best shot.
Who would you rather be stuck listening to for here's the deal. Start, sit, cut. You have to listen to these guys for 12 hours straight. Okay. Charles Barkley, Jim Rome, and Stephen A.
Who's the first one? Charles Barkley?
Charles Barkley.
I would listen to Stephen A. I would start Stephen A.
You would listen to Stephen A.
Yeah, I would.
For 12 hours?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Because he's energetic. Jim Rome just talks monotone.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Stephen A. I would cut Charles Barkley and I would sit Jim Rome. No, I would sit Barkley and I would cut Rome.
Just like ESPN cut Jim Rome.
Hey, true.
Hey.
Yep. What about you?
He's just a jerk.
It's true.
But I loved listening
Rome is
to
burning.
him. I'm going to start Charles Barkley because I think it'd be funny to listen to him talk, and I'd probably be able to perfect his impersonation.
And his golf swing.
Plus, if I'm hanging out with Charles, then I'm probably...
It's probably not terrible.
Spike Lee's probably there.
Having steaks on a plane.
Yeah, that's too funny. What are we eating? Steaks? Where are we eating them? On a plane? I'll say it together. Steaks on a plane.
How long have you been working at that? Since the movie came out. It's a great commercial.
So I'm going to start Charles. I'm going to sit Stephen A. and cut Jim Rome because Jim Rome just sounds like a clone. Douche.
All right, I'm going to take the one that you gave as the second one here on the sheet. I'm going to ask it to you.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
All right, start to cut the Balls, the Kardashians, and Jersey Shore. As a reality show?
As a reality show, or do I have to hang out with these people?
Let's say you got to go on a month-long vacation with the cast of Jersey Shore, the Kardashian family, or the Ball family.
Oh,
month-long, not like, survive 24 hours.
Oh.
Got to go for a month.
Or you're going on a cruise.
You're going on a cruise, something like you can't get out of it.
Do I get money for this?
Sure, maybe.
Oh, man.
Month-long.
Wow.
The Balls, the Kardashians, Jersey Shore.
This is really hard.
I mean, the Balls, you only got to worry about 4 people. LeVar and the 3 sons. I mean, unless Ledecky comes.
Yeah.
They probably won't bring Mom because,
I'm gonna cut the balls. Gotta cut the balls. Gotta drop the balls right away. I'm going. Oh my God! I wish I could cut this too.
Kardashians, you probably have Kanye tagging along,
that's what I was
and
gonna
then
say.
Lamar Odom's going to find his way to sneak back on because Chloe and Lamar never know how to break up.
I'm going to sit Jersey Shore because if I'm hanging out with them,
what?
I'm at least getting.
You're going to bring the. I don't even
Listen,
care.
I'll tell you why.
I'll
tell you why. I'm going to sit the Jersey Shore because I would at least be
Pauly.
getting in shape with Pauly and
and then you're always never mind.
I'm going to start the Kardashians because the Kardashians are hot and I want to hang out with Kanye. I feel like it'd be a much more exciting month.
Probably.
With Kanye.
Yeah, I mean, the paparazzi going to follow you
He
everywhere.
can tell me about all of his business propositions. He can tell me about how he's Jesus.
2020 presidential campaign.
Yep.
I'm going to start Jersey Shore. I'm going to cut the Kardashians and not give them a life ring either.
You're going to start the Jersey Shore?
I'm going to sit the Balls, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow,
got to do it.
That was painful. That was painful
very
start.
Painful. I think that's probably been one of our most painful I've ever had to choose from. I would have rather done like Johnny Manziel or something, honestly.
Yes.
All right, you never fully figured out the last one there.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do it this way. Okay, so summer leagues.
Right.
Softball, kickball. I'm gonna throw a wild card in there. A dodgeball.
Summer league.
If you had to get into
recreation?
adult recreation league.
Okay.
Softball, kickball, dodgeball.
I would start summer. We should have done volleyball. Why is volleyball?
We'll put volleyball. Dodgeball would be fun, but I don't think that's a real thing.
No,
but that'd be amazing.
Summer volleyball.
You want to start a
dodgeball
league? Get the gang back together?
I mean, what gang? We have a gang?
We have a gang.
I want to know who those people were outside the door.
The name of this episode is The Gang Starts a Dodgeball Team.
I guess so.
Okay, so softball, kickball, and volleyball. I knew I was missing a big one.
Yeah, I mean, I would start kickball, I would sit volleyball, and I would cut softball. Just because I feel like those are the order of things, the sports that I'm good at the best.
Yeah.
Or the most. The English.
Man, that's tough now. I am going to have to cut softball only because I really want to keep softball to try and keep my little league dreams alive.
Right. Your backyard sports. You want to be the Pablo Sanchez.
Yeah, I am not good enough.
I understand
to play. I'd probably still play, but I'm just not good enough. I'm not good enough to justify it. I'm going to sit kickball and I'm going to start volleyball because I love volleyball.
All of these.
And I'm also going to start dodgeball.
Nice.
Because I want to start a dodgeball league.
Sure, let's do it.
We can start a handball league, too. You want to do that?
I mean, I'd literally just start anything, honestly.
So much fun.
I love doing it. We need to start
Let's
golf.
get into a league this summer.
Right. Patrick throwing a bunch of us as well, too. Ping pong, bocce ball, shuffleboard. Listen, bocce ball all the way. Ping pong second. Shuffleboard's going to get cut.
Trevor's got a good one, too.
All right, do that one fast, then we got to go.
Ladder golf, can jam, lawn darts. Man.
Can jam for the days.
Start can jam,
ladder
sit
golf.
ladder ball, cut lawn darts because they don't make them anymore.
True.
They don't make them like they used to.
Hurt people, I feel like, with those spears.
Still fun, though. Totally dangerous.
Always relevant,
yes.
just like Bruce Sports.
All
right, guys, we got to buzz out of here because we got to go figure out what the heck we're going to do tomorrow. But stay tuned to the Facebook page here on Bruce Sports and on social media platforms so we can tell you and have you vote for what we're going to do tomorrow. I've heard rumors of prank calls. I've heard rumors of clothes being taken off. I don't know. I'm just trying to make things up now. I heard shots of random things was a possibility as well, too.
Oh, man.
We're going to have to see what the producers and interns come up for us.
Okay.
Because you know that they're just all over the place. So looking forward to it. A special thanks to all of you that commented today as well, too, that were tuning in first time, second time, lifelongers. We appreciate all of you. Remember, you can find us on our website, brucesportsnet.com. Social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Bruce Sportsnet, all over the place, at Banner Turk, at Baxter Colburn. And that's pretty much it. YouTube, we subscribe there. You can watch our shows. You can also find us on Spreaker and iTunes as well, too, if you just want to listen to the shows. And, of course, here on Facebook as well, too. Invite your friends. Tell them to like the page. Share, comment.
Tell them to love the page.
Bruce Sports.
Love it.
Add us as a relationship on Facebook. We will accept.
We will accept.
You guys are the best. We'll be back here again tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time, live right here on Bruce Sports. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Double Dribbles coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern or Central, whatever time zone we're in. Are we in Grand Mountain Time? I never remember.
Mountain Time.
5 p.m. Central Time here on the Bruce Sports Network. Mitch Vomhoff, Jimmy Carlton, all your NBA news coming up 5 p.m. Central Time. Don't miss it. It's next. He's Tanner. I'm Baxter. Thanks for watching Halftime. We'll see you tomorrow.